Hello, welcome back, Boxer1 here, and today we will be looking at this set from, I believe, 2023 or 2022, and it is the TIE Bomber. Now, it comes with 3 figures, 4 if you include the Gonk, but it is a pretty nice little set, so let's get into the figures first. First of all, we're going to have everybody's favorite figure, the Gonk droid, and he has the Imperial insignia on one of those little bricks there, as well as some Orabesh. I'm sure somebody has translated that. I'm too lazy to, but there is Orabesh. And then he does use an ingot for his face, and he has some nice little feet there. Nice little Gonk power unit. Next up, we have a TIE pilot, and he does have leg printing, which is kind of interesting. And then he's just a regular TIE pilot, I guess. And he has the normal helmet with the open back. And then he has that face, so that's kind of interesting. You can kind of see that chest print now, kind of reflected off of it, so you can actually see it. And then he does have some helmet printing, obviously, but it is quite minimal. But yeah, pretty nice, just simple TIE Fighter pilot. Always good to get more of them. And the second to final figure in this set is Darth Vader, of course. It's interesting that he comes in the set, but he does. And he has, well, he's just a normal Darth Vader. This guy's come in a couple sets, I believe, and he just is pretty common nowadays. You can see he uses the white face with the slightly angry eyes, and he has his red lightsaber, of course. Pretty cool, and I do like that very nice cloth cape. And finally, for the figures, we have Vice Admiral Sloane, I believe she is, and I think she comes from Legends, if I'm not mistaken, or just some other comics or something, but she is this lady, and she has a very nice Imperial Vice Admiral torso, and is just a very nice Imperial officer to get in this set. So, pretty cool figure. I don't know if she has an alternate head print. No, she's just a one face. Yeah, pretty cool figure. Let's move on to the small little build before getting on to the TIE Fighter. And this is just another small cart build that LEGO usually includes with their ship sets, and I lost one of the bombs. Let me retrieve that. There we go. It comes with 2 extra bombs, which you'll see their use later. I mean, it is a bomber, so you'd expect there to be bombs. It has this little area. You can... Whoa, that is a lot of dust. Good as new. But you can sit one figure. I usually put Sloane in here, just because she's Sloane and kind of makes bit more sense than the other two. Wow. There we go. Good as new. And you can fit that one figure in there, and you can put those on the back, as you saw in the beginning. Pretty simple little vehicle. Has little lights on the front. Now we can move on to the actual TIE Bomber. And it is a pretty interesting build. I think, what should I do? Should I do the wings or the cockpit first? I think I'll do the cockpit. But the main build has this very nice, interesting cockpit with the long tuber design, and it has 2 tubes, one for bombs, one for the figure, and it can actually fit one figure in there. I like the way it folds up. I think that's an interesting way to do it, and it uses that nice printed piece. I think that's been on a ton of sets. But you can grab your pilot, if it will, come on, focus. There we go. And you can grab your pilot, and if you put him into position, which I'm trying to do off camera, you can shove him in the cockpit here, and then you can trap him in there forever, I think. His blaster may be in the way, but yeah, his blaster's in the way. May want to just move that inward. Good enough. And that looks pretty good. I do quite like that it also has the small little cannons on the bottom. Has some nice little details here, like just some random greebles and stuff like that. It does have 2 stud shooters, which, I mean, they're stud shooters, so they don't look too good, but they don't really detract from this one specifically. And then here, on this side, we have this very weird-looking front panel, but it is a big dish panel that is printed. I don't think there's any stickered pieces in this set, so that's very cool. And if you come up here, you can see the actual bombing. Now, to actually release these, you just push on this area, and they all fall. Now, that's pretty cool. You can see how they are just held in by putting this pin in here, and by pushing them out, they fall. So, pretty cool. As I said, you get 2 extras, so you can bomb, what is this city? The Mandalore, if you want. And it's pretty cool. I do quite like this. It has 2 engines in there. But yeah, has the 2 engines, and it does also have this that just fell over. It has a little piece of landing gear, so it just folds up like that, and it looks pretty interesting. You can also see the bombs from the bottom. I reloaded those, and yeah, it's just a pretty nice little build. Now I'm gonna actually flip this over. Put this guy just got flung into the ceiling. Put this guy back in his little thing here, or his blaster's stuck in there. Put this guy back in his little thing, and then I will show you the wings, which can actually detach at these points, so you can have them explode off if you want to. Sometimes they take an axle with it, or a pin with it, but I'll take off these wings and I'll show you how they are. And the actual wing design is kind of interesting as well. On the outside, it has these nice ingots and everything, and on a printed piece there, and then another ingot. And they're saying the wings, I think, are built together, but they're the same build. You just flip one like this. If you want it on this side, you flip it like that. If you want it on that side, you flip it like that. They're the same type of build, and kind of like a shield. You could use this as like a shield on like those big figs that they made. Well, not big figs, but the big buildable figures. You can use it as like a shield for an Imperial. Kind of an interesting idea I just had there. And yeah, you can see the bottom. It uses hinges to kind of get in that position, and then some stopping bricks to put it in this position, which looks really good. I quite like this wing design. And then it just snaps onto those clips there. But that is basically it. Let's get on to my opinion on this set. I think this set is really, really good. I think the figures are great. The only thing I have to complain about the figures, obviously, dual molded legs, but that's a given that LEGO won't do that because it's LEGO. But yeah, I really like the build. I think it has some great features and stuff like that. And I just like everything about the set. There's one thing I don't like about the set, after I say that. It is the price. I think it was $70 on release. This feels like it should be $50, given the size and everything, but yeah. If you could find it on sale, it was a really good deal, because this set's really cool. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed. I shall see you next time. Mouse Droid. Goodbye.